Trump derangement syndrome is real. It's completely illogical and it makes people do some crazy stuff, as we've seen. But over the last few months, we have seen another form of derangement. It's the kind of mental illness that makes people light Teslas on fire and hate on astronauts being saved from the ISS. And of course, I'm talking about Elon derangement syndrome. Elon Musk was on Ted Cruz's podcast and was asked why the left hates him so much. I thought his response was really interesting. Take a look.
The left hates you more than any person on earth.
Yes, I appear to be number two. I mean, if you're judged by the various signs,
it's derangement. It's Trump derangement syndrome and Elon derangement syndrome.
Yes.
How is that for you? That's a little bit of whiplash of going from being like Mr. Cool to the devil incarnate in just a couple of years. Is that kind of weird to experience that transformation?
Yes.
Why do they hate you so much?
Well, because we're clearly over the target. If Doge was ineffective, if we were not actually getting rid of a bunch of waste and fraud, and a bunch of that fraud, the fraud we're seeing is overwhelmingly on the left. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's not zero on the right. But these NGOs are almost all left-wing NGOs that are being funded, for example.
Yep.
So they hate me because Doge is being effective. The government can give money to a so-called non-profit with very few controls, and then there's no auditing subsequently of that non-profit. So there's no. So this is where with the 1.9 billion to Stacey Abrams, they then give themselves extremely lavish, like insane salaries. Expense everything to the nonprofit, buy jets and homes and all sorts of things.
Live like kings and queens.
Yes.
On the taxpayer dime.
Correct.
You mentioned...
And this is happening at scale. It's not just one or two. We're seeing this everywhere.
Elon Musk is not a conservative. Elon Musk is a liberal, and we are seeing in real time a liberal taking down the entire monetary apparatus surrounding progressive NGOs. And that is huge. In other words, guys, the money's being cut off completely to these people. The financial link between government and progressive groups is being severed, and that's what they hate about Elon. That's why they hate him so much. Obviously, they hated him before, but I think Doge in practice has been far more enraging to the left than Doge in theory. And I was kind of thinking about this the other day. The news moves so fast. Sometimes we forget about allegiances and how people evolve over time, but don't forget this, guys. Just 10 months ago, Elon Musk was still a Democrat, or at least had talked more with Democrats, was a little bit more left-leaning, and had not endorsed Trump yet. You gotta remember, he endorsed Trump when Trump was shot in the ear. And that's when it kind of changed everything for him. That was in August, so it's been a little more than 6 months now, I suppose, which is just crazy to say out loud. Like, that's like 7-8 months since Elon Musk has kind of had this change of heart, because now Elon is as inseparable from Trump as J.D. Vance, I would say. I think most people would agree with that. The derangement against Elon is a real mental illness, by the way. Think about this, for instance. We've got a billionaire. Take Elon out for a second. We have a billionaire who made money from a tech finance company, PayPal. Then he created a company with all that wealth that is meant, their purpose essentially is to create great vehicles, but also to reduce the carbon emissions through electric vehicles. That's the whole purpose of Tesla. That sounds like, to me, a leftist dream. And it was. People actually loved it. They saw it. And this was what the case was for Elon for a while, until he expressed one political opinion, and now they are literally lighting electric cars on fire, which literally, just think about this. You're taking a supposed green vehicle. I don't really think it's green in the first place, but leftists did. Like, that was a whole argument. I've always been kind of not a big fan of Tesla personally, not because I don't think they're a good company and, the product that they make isn't worth it for some people. It's just not my jam, but whatever. It was supposedly a green vehicle, and you've got leftists taking that green vehicle and creating as many toxins for the earth as possible by lighting it on fire and burning it. And herein lies the problem, guys. Many on the left really are not ideologues. There are some ideologues. I think some of the ideologues exist in the Democrat elite, but the people lighting cars on fire are not the Democrat elite. It's not congressmen or senators doing that, or the Obama family or the Pelosi family. It's just random people, and they're not ideologues, because no one in their right mind would do something like that, because they understand, if I light this Tesla on fire, I'm taking a green vehicle, and again, how could I create the most carbon emissions possible with this Tesla? Burn it. And that's probably true for almost anything. Just burn it, and you're going to create more carbon emissions, or any emissions for that matter. No one in their right mind would do that. Many are simply members of the progressive cult. It's just a cult. There's no ideologue. They're just sucked into it. And Elon left the cult, so they have to try to destroy him, as other cults, of course, do. And again, not 2 years ago, Elon Musk was their man. There's only 1 month left to file your taxes, or the IRS is coming for your money. Fortunately, I've partnered with Quick Tax America, who hates the IRS as much as you do, so they fight to get you every dollar possible. Quick Tax America has already gotten its average tax returner over $4,000 back from the IRS this year, and unlike the other services, they're not raising rates just because it's the last month before taxes are due. All federal returns at Quick Tax America are only $69. It's a completely transparent price because it's their only price, no matter how complicated your taxes are. They do all the work for you as well. All you got to do is simply upload your files, answer a few basic questions, and schedule a 15-minute call with a tax professional, and they do all the rest of the work. So go check them out at quicktaxamerica.com, or you can go to the link in the description below. Tim Walz, remember that guy, guys? One of the most unsavory men in politics, I would say. He was speaking to a group of people and talked about how he gets off to the Tesla stock going down. Take a look.
Saying on my phone, I don't know, some of you know this on the iPhone, they've got that little stock app. I added Tesla to it to give me a little boost during the day. 225 and dropping. So, and if you own one, we're not blaming you. You can take dental floss and pull the Tesla thing off, and take out, just telling you.
That right there, folks, is why Tim Walz is not the vice president of the United States. The man hates America more than anyone, truly. I mean, everything he's done. This is a guy, by the way, who has spent dozens and dozens of visits to communist China. So this guy hates America, He loves watching the 7th largest company in the U.S. struggle, which, by the way, Tesla stock gonna bounce back. No worries. People who don't understand the economy in the slightest are saying Tesla's done. They're not done, guys, trust me. Which in turn, by the way, this is why I bring up why he hates America. If you hate on Tesla, you hate America. The reason why I'm saying that in terms of the actual stock price is because if it's the 7th largest company in the US, what that means is it's a massive employer, and it also is a massive contributor to Americans' IRAs and 401ks. And so as many people have kind of pointed out online, this is the big difference between conservatives and progressives. If the Bud Light CEO did something and we as conservatives didn't like that, we would blame the CEO and not the company. We'd come out and say, stupid move, whatever. But when the Bud Light company does something stupid, as they did with the whole Dylan Mulvaney thing, we boycott them because that is the appropriate response to something you don't like if you have a large coalition of people. And it was very effective, by the way. They caved, and it's been a lot better. And honestly, we should praise them for that because that is capitalism at work. They did something stupid that the consumer didn't want, and then we were able to exercise our consumer rights, which of course is to buy or not buy the product. And we didn't buy the product, and then they changed. That's capitalism. However, progressives don't do that. Progressives do it very differently. When the Tesla CEO, Elon Musk, not the company, does something they don't like, they light Teslas on fire and use its declining stock price as a pick-me-up. That's weird. That's really weird. Again, I'm not talking about a random person on Twitter. I'm not talking about a random person online talking. I'm talking about the current governor of Minnesota and many other Democrats in leadership right now. And here's the dirty little secret, guys. Normal Americans see this and they think to themselves, yeah, I'd rather be on the side that boycotts companies they don't like, not the side that burns the cars in the companies that they don't like. And that's why politicians like Tim Walz aren't going to be in power when their term is up. Hey guys, I want to let you know about a deal I'm running on Amazon right now. My book, A New Cult, it's up on the bookshelf right there, is only $9.99. I talk about how the progressive movement has literally devolved into a cult. Some crazy stories with all that. I had a great time writing it. I know you'll enjoy reading it as well, so go check it out right now. The link is also in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. If you haven't already, go down below, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and watch another video.